Hello there. The countdown to October 12th, 2025, the countdown to the presidential election in Cameroon, the countdown to our opposition leaders coming together on one stage to announce to the people of the country that this is your leader, our leader, to carry our flag, represent us at the election, and bring us victory, and kick out a government that has been inept for 43 years and has put the Cameroonians in a bottomless pit of economic weakness. That countdown is narrowing really fast. Now, Professor Maurice Kamto has come out to send a message of intent to all the opposition parties and candidates validated by ELECAM and the Constitutional Council for the next presidential election in Cameroon, that is in October. Now, he is very categorical. You see, this is a man that is so selfless. This is a man that you might not like where he comes from. You might not like where he has been to. You might not like the fact that he once worked with Mr. Bia. But when it comes to the person, the man, Maurice Kamto, his ideas, what he has brought to the table for the future of Cameroon, his fight for change, I put it to you that there is every reason for you to like him. And therefore, Cameroonians have been talking a lot about that coalition. Because at this time, everybody is aware that it will take a coalition to kick out Mr. Bia. And let me tell you why a coalition will kick out Mr. Bia and his government. Because when the coalition is formed, it's a number of candidates, opposition candidates, who get together and send in just one candidate against Mr. Bia. The very first thing is that in case of any election malpractices, it is a group of people standing up to go against the government. If they're going to take the streets of the country to protest, it is a group of candidates and their followers. It is not just one man where Mr. Bia can just send his talks to whisk them to whatever destination they feel comfortable, intimidate them, oppress them. That is the very first thing. The second thing is that there is no way they can pronounce the kind of percentages they give to Mr. Bia in previous elections. And the third thing is that it will be the wish of the people come true. And so, if Professor Maurice Kamto has come out to send a message of intent, he did pick out two particular candidates, and I'm going to tell you why he picked out the two particular candidates. He picked out Bello and Issa Tchiroma, though their names are not mentioned, but he's talking directly to them, because the candidates from the Grand North he's referring to are these two boys. Or if you don't want boys, call them men. Yeah. Why? Because they are very important. The Grand North is very strategic. The Grand North is that particular part of Cameroon that has the highest number of registered voters in every election that has been organized in Cameroon. And so, when the Grand North gave its support to Mr. Biya through Issa Tchiroma Bakari and Bello Maigari, the CPDM was so comfortable that they will not even bother to do anything good for the nation, knowing that they will use their tools to win the election. That is deception. They would deceive the people of the Grand North through Issa Tchiroma having a position in government and Bello having a position in government. But now, these two have realized that they don't have a legacy if they continue to work for Mr. Biya. They have come to terms with the fact that posterity will judge them, because the Grand North is like the kingdom of God. The Grand North has suffered not only violence, but misery, abandonment, and you can name it. And so, Professor Maurice Kamto, with the kind of popularity and work, the kind of popularity he has gained and the work that he has put in alongside his party, it's a collective effort. But one person must be put in front. And Professor Maurice Kamto happens to be the one that is at the forefront. Though all the achievements of the party is a collective effort. Convincing young Cameroonians and old ones alike to find interest again in politics, having them go out there to register massively, has been a collective effort of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement and Professor Maurice Kamto. And so, these other political parties understand this. Sit on your television set, blab and blab and blab. One fact is glaring. Professor Maurice Kamto, as it stands, is the most popular candidate ahead of his disqualification. He was the most popular and remains the most popular politician in Cameroon at the moment. And therefore, when people like Bello Maigari, Issa Tchiroma Bakari, Akeremuna, they meet with him to consult and talk, it's because they know the importance of this man. And after all the talking, he is also doing everything to protect his image when it comes to the public eye. Cameroonians will finally say that he has betrayed them if at the end of the day they don't hear from him about a coalition. And so now he has come out to make it categorically clear that it is not going to take much to defeat Mr. Biya, but all they need to do is the opposition candidates coming together, uniting their strategies, sending forth a candidate to represent them at the October 12th presidential election. That is what he has said. And he's calling on who? Issa Tchiroma Bakari and Bello Maigari to lead the way. But there is something in Cameroon known as ego. Every Cameroonian, if you go by that nationality Cameroonian, you have a very fat ego. And that is why I said it is that time when love for country will be tested. Now that Professor Maurice Kamto has sounded the gong, and we know now that he is waiting for people like Issa Tchiroma Bakari and Bello to get together and talk, because Bello wants to be president. Issa Tchiroma wants to be president. Who is ready to sacrifice that desire, that deadly quest for power, in order to meet up with Cameroonians' wish. Professor Maurice Kamto has made it now clear. Get together. Let us all get together. Yeah. When we get a consensual candidate, one that all of us will agree, because it's true that the Union for Change, not the Alliance for Change, headed by Jean-Michel Ninche, but that of Anissé Kane and others, did put forth Issa Tchiroma Bakari. But immediately they did that, what happened? The UNDP party of Bello Maigari said they knew no negotiations were ongoing, all of that. Because everybody wants to be president. Everybody wants to enjoy the luxury that Mr. Biya has had for the past 43 years. Not minding the plight of the people. Making them look so egocentric, self-centered, selfish, not minding others. And therefore, it is now time. Cameroonians should note it that Professor Maurice Kamto has made it categorically clear. Come, let us get together, especially you two, Bello and Tchiroma. Because Bello will want to be the candidate. Tchiroma will want to be the candidate. OC is very clear. He sees himself as the next president of Cameroon and cannot just put a brake on that quest, that dream, that desire. Cabral Libi thinks he can do it. After all, you will not blame the young man. He was third at the 2018 presidential election. And now that Mr. Biya, more than ever before, has become so unpopular, and Professor Maurice Kamto out of the race, Cabral Libi thinks that this is the time for him to get it. But he's chasing his own shadow. He cannot catch it. They all need to come together. Because if they don't come together, it will be very difficult. Professor Maurice Kamto is not Jesus that is going to save Cameroon through some means that are mysterious. First, he is not a candidate at the next election. But the only reason why you will continue to hear Professor Maurice Kamto until the election is over is because, one, this guy has done a formidable job, a fantastic job. They have taken time from 2018 to now to mobilize, motivate, reawaken that political spirit in Cameroonians. So many young Cameroonians now are interested in politics because of this man. Social media, mainstream media helped him so much. He became the topic of discussion on every set of television and radio talk shows in Cameroon. In every bar, every club, every market, every office, it was Kamto, Kamto, Kamto. And it sent cold down the spine of the government. And through their puppets, Ilekam and the Constitutional Council, using Judah, Yebga, and Atanganji, Maurice Kamto was disqualified and eliminated completely from the race. But You know, when it is time for that thing to happen, you cannot stop it. Somehow, directly or indirectly, he is going to influence the results of the election. And that is why they have consulted him, and he has come out to tell them, because it now tells us that during this consultation or consultations with Bello, with Issa, with Akere, we are sure that each and everyone has said, I want to be the candidate. So finally, who will be the candidate? And that's why he's calling on them, especially those two from the Grand North. Looking how important and strategic the Grand North is. He's calling on them to synergize their ideas, put love for country first over their dream, aspiration, quest for power. Only then can all of them, and it must be all of them getting together, or a majority, because we know that SDF is not going to join any coalition. Cabral Libi might, not certain, but with Bello Buba, Issa Tchiroma, Akere Muna, Professor Maurice Kamto, and probably Cabral Libi, Serge Matomba, and the rest coming to join them, Mr. Biya and his government in Yaoundé are as good as gone. So, let us see what the future holds. But like I said, time is narrowing down so fast, and people must act really fast. If not, they will miss the train that leads to their political legacy when they must have left the stage. But inshallah, mashallah, change is on the way.